What were teletanks? During the Winter War, Russia would use many experimental vehicles in their fights with the Finnish. One of the more interesting things they experimented with was the production of the teletank. The idea was simple: if you could make a tank that could fight on its own without putting crew in danger, not only could you save lives, but you would also fight the enemy more aggressively and without fear. To accomplish this, the Red Army would add hydraulics, a radio controller, and cameras to the tank. It was also decided to replace primary anti-tank cannons with weapons like machine guns, flamethrowers, and smoke canisters. Teletanks would be built on the T-18, T-26, T-38, BT-5, and BT-7, and 2 battalions would be created from these vehicles. In combat, each teletank would be accompanied by a controller tank that would stay within 1500 meters of the tank to provide radio controls. These controller tanks would still have their anti-tank cannons, but its only purpose would be to destroy the teletank should the enemy capture it. Only 6 teletanks would be lost during the Winter War, with most of the losses resulting from using the tanks to discover whether or not a field had been mined. The teletanks suffered from 3 major issues during the Winter War. Number 1, the tank proved very difficult to control and many crews expressed frustration with them. 2, they had been extremely expensive to produce, costing twice as much as a normal tank. Number 3, the radio controls suffered from issues with interference that would have been easy to jam/take control of if the enemy discovered what frequency the tanks used. Because of this, these tanks would have their telecommunication equipment removed and used as normal tanks during the invasion of Poland, and the program would eventually end by the beginning of Operation Barbarossa.